What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video, man. And you already know what I need you to do. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell, because it does go a long way with helping out the channel, man. If this is your first time, welcome to Hold My Nuts Podcast, where we talk about everything semen retention and no fap. If you already been rocking with your boy, you already know the love is real, man. It's a very special channel because, like I've been telling y'all in all my videos, I haven't told any friends or family about this channel. No one knows about this channel except for me and those who come across it on YouTube. And the reason for that is I wanted this to be authentic. I wanted this to be a group of brothers striving to become their best selves. And that's what's happening, man. So I appreciate y'all. I salute y'all, man. So without further ado, man, let's get into this video. Now, I know you probably seen the title. He was asking for it. And guys, a lot of times on this semen retention journey, or before we even begin this semen retention journey, we're asking for it. And the person that I want to talk about today is Samson. That's what I want to talk about today, man. I want to talk about Samson because Samson, I went back and I read this story and I was like, and I know we're all familiar with this story, but I said, let me go back and dive into the details of what actually transpired. And when I went back to look at the story, I was like, man, this is intense. This is intense. Because on 3 separate occasions, he reveals to Delilah, he was telling her lies, but what I didn't understand was how come he didn't pick up that she was not for him, that she was against him, that she was an actual enemy to him. He was under such manipulation. He was under such control. He was under so much lust and passion for this woman that he couldn't perceive, he couldn't discern that she was actually trying to strip him of everything he was. Now, I'm going to try to make a comparison between this story, us individually, and the big regime, the world system when it comes to the over-sexualization of our culture, especially here in the United States. So when you get into this story, it talks about Samson. He has a love for Delilah, but not the religious leaders, but the kings of the area that he was in, say he was in Gaza. This is actually Judges chapter 16. So the kings, obviously they knew about Samson. They knew he was a mighty, powerful man. They didn't want to collaborate with Samson. He was too strong. He was too powerful. They were fearful. They were intimidated by him because he had so much power. So these men began to hate on him. And what did they use to try to lure him in? They didn't try to go fight with him because he was too strong. He was too masculine. He was too powerful. So they said, let's take this soft, little, pretty young thing and let's use her to hook him. Let's see if she can extract the information of the secret of his power. So now we see a nation of government officials seeking out how to make this man less powerful. I don't see any difference with the powers that be that run these big companies, that have these elaborate plans of how to minimize men, how to make them less masculine. Men are being, they're trying to make men more and more feminine. And this is coming from the higher ups. Same things happen in this chapter, in Judges chapter 16. The leaders, the king, they are sending out this plan in order to destroy this man. Now, instead of saying, let's get this dude on our side. This dude, he killed 1,000 men with the jawbone of an ass. Let's get him on our side. Let's make him our ally, because if we have him on our side, then we can do some things. But they were intimidated. They were jealous. They were envious. They didn't like the power. It was too much masculinity for them to stand. They couldn't take it. So they sent Delilah to actually go in and do their evil bidding. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. Delilah comes to him and says, "Tell me, Samson, what is the secret of your strength?" So he tells her, he says, if you tie me up with some ropes or whatever the case may be, you tie me up with some ropes and, I'll be as weak as any other man. So she tied him up with ropes when he went to sleep. And when he fell asleep, she called for the guards to come and get him. And she was like, "Samson, the Philistines are here to get you." Samson wakes up. He breaks the bands. Now, here's what gets crazy. When he wakes up and breaks the bands, Delilah says to him, "You lied to me. You made me look like a fool." Now, you would say in your mind, like, you just tried to get me trapped up. You just tried to actually get me subdued by the Philistines. That's what I'm thinking he would say, or any man would say. But he didn't say that. She even told him, "You are making me look like a fool." That's what she told him. But it didn't register because he was under manipulation. He was overwhelmed and consumed with lust for this woman, that he was overlooking the fact that she was actually trying to destroy him. That's the same thing porn is doing. That's the same thing when you're following all these Instagram models. That's the same thing when you are overlooking the fact that these things are trying to destroy you. So she says to him, "You're not being truthful and honest with me." So he says, okay. I'll tell you what it is. So he tells her a second way to lose his strength. So he says, "If you tie me up with ropes and they're dry and whatever the case may be, I'll wake up, I'll be as weak as any other man." Okay, he falls asleep. She ties him up with the dry rope, falls asleep, says that the Philistines are here. He wakes up, breaks the bands. She says, "Samson, you keep lying to me. It's the second time you've made me look like a fool." The second time. He's still not getting it. She's trying to throw you in prison, bro. She's trying to strip you of your power, your glory. She's trying to take it from you. But he can't see it because he's consumed with lust. He's consumed with his sexual appetite for this woman, that he doesn't even see that she is the devil appearing as an angel of light. He can't see it. So she says, "Samson, you made me like a fool for a second time." So he says, "Listen, if you take my locks and you tie him up into some fabric, I'll be weak as any other man." Samson falls asleep. She braids his hair into some locks, ties it into some fabric. She says, "Samson, the Philistines are here." He wakes up, does his thing. She's like, "Man, for the third time, you keep lying to me." And then she says, "How can you say you love me when you keep lying to me? This is the third time you made me look like a fool." This woman has done this to this man 3 times. He still doesn't get the picture. He doesn't get it. So it says that she kept nagging him and nagging him and nagging him and nagging him and nagging him till he finally gave in and said, "Listen, man, no one's ever put the razor to my head. I'm a Nazarite. I'm a part of the Nazarite vow. So if you shave my head, I'll become like any other man." Samson falls asleep. She shaves his head. She says, "Samson, the Philistines are here." Samson tries to get up and do his thing, but God had left him. They subdued him. They gorged out his eyes. They gorged out his eyes and threw him into prison. Guys, what you have to understand, that the powers that be, lust, the sexual engine that's against us, is out here to destroy you. gorge out your eyes, to kill you, to strip you from everything that makes you who you are. You made in the image of God. You're supposed to be walking around with a divine presence. This system is out to destroy you, just like Samson. And the way that this nation did it with Samson was through a woman. It's no different today. They're using women to bring you down, to bring you low, and to gorge out your eyes, or whatever metaphorically that may mean for you. They're using that to gorge out your eyes, to bring you down to where you don't have any power. Because what this text shows me is that men don't like other powerful men. And as a result of that, because they want to stay in power, they use women to do the bidding for them. They use women to lure you into weakening yourself. They use women to distract you from your goals and ambitions. Because if I'm building a big business, but you're distracted by women, I know you can't compete with me. I know if I'm trying to go to the NBA and you trying to go to the NBA, but you can't stop sleeping around with girls, I know when it comes game time, boom, 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 I'm going to light you up for 30, 40. This is how you have to look at these things, guys. You really have to open your eyes to see what's really going on. Big homie wasn't ready. He was consumed with lust. He was consumed with his sexual appetite. He allowed this tiny little woman to strip him of all of his power. He willingly gave up his power because she was nagging him about the source of his power. If you had a superpower, man, if you was Iron Man, if you was the other, would you really want to give it up? I'm not here to judge Samson, because we've all been giving it up. We've all fell into the trap. We've all been knocked off the horse because of porn, because of lust, because of chasing after women, because of chasing after vanity. That's why Proverbs 31:3 says, don't give your strength to women, your vigor to those who ruin kings. Guys, we got to open up our eyes. Don't be like Samson. Learn from him. Let's learn from him, and let's elevate to the next level, man. This is Hold My Nuts Podcast. I want to thank you for watching this video, man. Listen, drop your boy a like, drop your boy a comment. Let me know how you feel about this, man. Let me know if you can see the parallels with this story and with what is going on in modern day. I love y'all, man. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.